This horse has come down from Liverpool way, or no, actually Stoke-on-Trent, I think, stallion horse. And he come down in a poor way. Nothing to do with the owner at all, because, you know, as the man described it to him, he had him in a stable, he's a stallion, had him in the stable, and he lost a load of weight. He can't turn him out because he's a stallion. So he brought him down here, and I said to the fella, the point is, mate, I said, I can't work him or start breaking him because, first of all, I've got to build him up a little bit. So anyway, the first thing, obviously, when a horse is not eating is to look at his teeth. Well, his teeth were really bad and they wanted filing, so we got that done. Had no wolf teeth to worry about, just the fact of them being filed, you know, and straightened up. So we had our vet come out and do that, and he all started eating. Yes, he did, but he wasn't eating like we'd like to see him eat. So then what we done, we put him on a course. After consulting the vet, we put him on a course of Gastrogard for ulcers in his stomach, and it worked. But all of that has taken 3 weeks. Well, he ain't exactly fat now, yeah, but he has got a covering over his ribs, and he has coming up from the bottom, you know, as he's putting weight on. But, you know, the photographs are there. So what I've said to the chap is, really and truthfully, we've got the horse in, we're driving him. This horse is not broken to our standards, but he's in and he's walking up the road, and he's always going to work in a pair with a mare. The man's also brought down. The problem is that he would have to stay here for 4 or 5 weeks and just be walking out. We can't really trot him. We can't do too much with him at all, because the poor little fella, we'll walk him out, we'll walk him at a fast walk, we'll give him a little trot, and he's got to be built up so slowly. So in this particular case like this, it would be far more sense. The horse is not going to forget. I know that by the type of horse he is. He's not going to forget what we've done, but it would be far better to go home and save himself a lot of money, because he could be here 4 or 5 weeks just getting the weight on his back. Now, we've got a bit of September grass. This is the very beginning of September, and a bit of September bite, a bit of Dr. Green is a very good thing for horse. So if you could find somewhere, you could put him out on a bit of grass and give him his short feed. You know, this horse wants something like build up, you know, to build him up. That's what he needs, because he can't do this. If we was to trot him now, I don't want to trot him to prove a point, but if we was to trot him just a short way, he'd start sweating, where he really needs to do plenty of walking, plenty of a little jig-jog trot like this, you know, jig-jog, you know, like jigging like that. And a deer horse, lovely, lovely animal, beautiful animal. Not only will he be lovely to look at, in my opinion, but he's a lovely, lovely natured horse. You know, real nice nature. It's just a shame. Oh, so I've just taken with this horse here. It's another one we're breaking. I've just put him in with this coloured horse. Because this horse, you know, he's at that stage where he's nice and sensible and he's doing his job. And he's a, you know, thick-made horse. So when he walks along, the other fella walks with him. This horse here, you know, he really needs to go home and get the weight on his back so that we can continue with his, you know, with his education. A lot of people would say, well, the horse is broke, mate. He's in, he's going well. Take it from me, this horse ain't broke. Also take it from me, when this horse fills himself up and he's round and as fat as a butterball, he'll be a different animal. He'll come alive more, you know. Whereas as he is now, he's just getting over being unwell, if you like, then. Like someone having a flu. You know, he's out of bed, he's sitting in the chair, but he ain't on top of it yet. You know, and it's going to be another while before he feels like he wants to go up the road. And when he does, where he's had mares and everything, he could be a different kettle of fish. Not that that bothers me. We'll get him up alongside the mare he's going to work with. That's no problem at all. But that's what we do. But a lovely, lovely natured horse. A real nice natured horse. You could, I would say, well, he's going to drive alongside a mare and he won't take any notice of her. Even if she's in season, he won't take no notice. If I break him, he'll go alongside her, he'll work and do his job, he'll travel with her in the lorry, he won't bother at all, But a nice horse, we've got, he's going to drive her alongside a mare. Now the mare is in lovely condition, come down in lovely condition. We broke her, she's been here 1 month. No, she is not finished to the standard that we do, but that takes us 6 weeks, so she's got another couple of weeks of training. So as I've said to the fella, if you want to put these two together, the mare won't forget what she's learnt, nor will this fella, definitely, without any question. Within a matter of 2 or 3 days, 3 or 4 days, we'll have them back to the stage they are now. Well, rather than pay me what we charge a week for each one, he just will take them home, turn the mare out to grass, which won't do her any harm. He can do that. And what I would do is feed him little and often. Short feed little and often, ad-lib hay. But the reason we can't put them together is you've got one horse that's as fit as fire, would go up the road and would end up pulling him along. So you'd mess up the other horse by holding her back for no sensible reason that she can see, to walk everywhere. Well, obviously it's going to make, and the man wouldn't have the ability to do that, to drive them at home. So, that's all I can do is suggest they take them both home and I'll fit them back in at short notice once the horse is put on his bit of weight. It even might make even more sense to leave them till the spring of next year. The man's a working fella, so he's got to go and do his job. But if he left him till the spring of next year, he could then, I'll pop them together for him, he'd come down, have a bit of time, I'll show him how to drive them, etc. And then, get him on the rein so he's happy and confident, and then take him home and he's got all the light evenings in front of him. But to put a horse up the side of him that's fit and ready to go and he's stepping out and really moving forward, a forward going horse, when this horse will be forward going himself, that's his nature, he'll get up and do it, but just at the moment he doesn't have the ability. He would be tired after no distance at all at the trot, be tired, don't want any more. Well, that wouldn't be no good to the horse, would it, either one of them? So that's the logic of what I'm trying to say, as far as I can see. Two entirely different horses. One of them, because he's not well, he's not up to the job. The other one is more than up to the job, but hasn't finished her training. So the best thing to do is to, keep the bill down as low as possible. Take them home, feed him up, turn her out to grass, bring him back next year when because now he's had the gastrogard and his stomach's all right. It's just a matter of little and often. He wants feeding 4 times a day, maybe 5 if you can. 5 little bits of amount of food, along with ad-lib, good quality, hay or haylage, either one. And he'll be fine. If you say to me, well, wouldn't he go a bit, off his head with that much food? No, he won't. He's not that temperament. This horse now is having a full, and I mean a full bucket to the brim, right, of our own mixture, that we have made up, which is 14% protein. He's having that. He's having fats added to that. He's having linseed, full fat linseed added to that as well. So that's what's put the weight on him. If you see the photographs before and after, you find it hard to believe. So, that's the way I see it, the best way forward. Okay? This is the mare that goes with the stallion, and you can see she's forward going, she's properly up there, traces are tight the whole time, head up in the air, a lot more about her than the other horse. Look at the speed we're doing alone. You know, I mean, we're flying. This little cob's having to work hard to keep up. Yeah? You look at her traces down there, they're tight, and the cob ones, we can't keep them tight enough. Yeah? So, you couldn't wear her out. See her head up, like alert, wanting to get on with it. I mean, I know they carry their heads right anyway, but I mean, look at her, look. Now, I'll show you another thing. We've got to come on this hill, right? And I'll put both my brakes on. Look, good, pull. Can you hear him, right? He's got to bounce into the collar. She just work away. Look at her arse, look. Look at her, look. See that? That's the tyre stopping. Yeah? You know, locking the wheel up and she's still pulling. So she's in a different category. Steady, baby. She's walking. She's in a different category to him all day. Where even this walk, you know, her walk would be half the speed of him again. You know, you listen to this little horse to the side, it kicks a little cobble, she's got a trot to keep up with her. So she's got a good stride on her and like that, and she wants to get on. So you can see the condition of her, she's lovely. She's nice and round, she's not overweight, she's certainly not underweight. She's as sweet as can be, you know, and she's really lovely. Just going along doing her job. Trot babies. So that's the thing, they're never going to go together until the other one has put the weight on and we can bring him up and get him, you know, up to roughly the same speed. And then I can check one back, put the other one on a bit, and you can level them up. When you make a pair of horses, the whole purpose of making a pair of horses is making them as one horse, to work as one. Now, a little cobble will go like he's got. Otherwise, look at his traces, look at hers, and look at these. You know, keep going slack, these traces, right back. You know, and she's pulling it along on her own. So the same thing would happen with a stallion horse, and you'd mess up two good horses. That's the whole point. You'd mess up. So this is how it works, you know, to get them to go together, this stallion and this mare, to work together commercially, they want the same stride. I'm sure they'll have it, or they'll have it near enough that you can make them a pair of horses. On one of my other films on there, you'll see a pair of horses, two Friesians a man wants to put together. Well, they never get together in a million years. One's a short, they're both the same height, you know, more or less the same height. But one's short, dumpy legged, real thick in the body, and the other one's lanky. So when you drove them, you know, the little one was having to canter half the time, or if he was walking he'd have to trot, and if he was trotting he'd have to canter, or he'd be trotting very fast, and the other one would just be doing a working trot. So that's the problem we got. Fucking. Yeah.
Or Sunday?
Yeah. Saturday, wasn't it? Yeah, that's have you got hangouts on board?
Yeah, he's on board.
So you got, yeah.
Date must be.
Come over, Bo. Come over. 72.94, that's it. Yeah. Come over.
What did you book me in?
Yes. Because he said May time, didn't he?
Yeah.
Is it?
We did both on.
Very close to them, yeah.
Well, if she's got a money, then you have to be all three. Because you could do them a time.
Yeah.